It gets really, really depressing when you're locked up in a room. DCYC is lonely and pretty much jail.
It felt awkward, and they have to eat nasty food.
It looks like animal food, like cat food.
My room was small. Well, people would write on the wall, and it looked nasty. And
a cement block. They just put like a thin mat on it. They give you one blanket.
No, it doesn't feel like home at all.
No pillow. And if you look towards the door, there's only a little tiny window.
Waking up in jail
helpless
is kind of depressing.
It was the most depressing thing I'd ever been through.
I was angry.
My lowest point was hearing from my judge over the phone that I wasn't going to be going home within the next year, just for things that I've done.
The worst part is getting in fights because you don't know what can happen. They happen really fast, and you have to always be like watching your back because like the person you think you can trust the most is like the one that will most likely attack you.
The question, who is my neighbor, comes from a lawyer talking to Jesus. And the lawyer had actually said that you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus said, good, go do that. You shall live. But he tells him a story, and in that story, he gives him a vision of what a neighbor is, but he flips that on him. Someone totally outside the box, someone outside of his ethnic groups, outside of his circle. And he asked him, well, who proved to be the neighbor to the one who is in need? So he took it from who's my neighbor to who are you going to be a neighbor to?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey there, Chap. How you doing? Good.
How do I know Chaplain Dale? Basically from meeting him at DCYC. He's this bouncy, fabulous bundle of God's energy, I think.
Big yeah, you working hard or hardly working?
It's the fact that you're at DCYC. God's going to move you. You know, that's all there is to it.
I try to build a relationship with them because so many of them have trust issues. I start a lot of Bible studies off asking them questions. What you want to do with your life? Where are you going from 5 to 10 years from now? And it challenges them because most of them don't even think that far. So once they open that door, they give me a door to help them. And that's what I do. I take any door. If they come in there for an assault charge, the assault is none of my business. I don't care about that. I do not give them legal advice. My issue is the anger that caused the assault. That's the thing that Jesus wants to heal. If they're in there for robbery, theft of any kind, burglary, they have a problem with envy. They have a problem with jealousy and lust, malice and wrath. You know, so we deal with that. You know, those are things that Jesus can heal. The outward sins that they're committing is just an outward expression, an open manifestation of a core issue that's going on in their heart.
The stuff he's been through and comparing it to what other kids go through is like the same thing, but sometimes it's a little worse. And he can relate to everyone and their problems.
Over the last couple of years or so that I've seen him, he's grown to me to the point where he almost mentors me in my journey, in my path. You know, I look to him for a little spiritual guidance.
Dale's a ball of energy. There's always an encouraging story or a lesson about one of the kids and the things that they've gone through. And it's just always exciting to know that what we're doing there is really making a difference. Sometimes we really don't know that until he comes to us with these stories.
As a teacher, every day is a different day, or I may never hear anything good about a student for 10 years. So I take my little victories and enjoy them for what they are, because I might not hear another one for a month, you know.
Rochelle, I met when, I can't remember how many years ago it was, but me and Ellen were already doing a Bible study, and we really needed someone else to come in and help.
And she has been a blessing beyond words for us.
My favorite memory of Rochelle is when she gives her testimony, because she's just on fire when she does that.
The way that she can present her story, because she has been where these girls are. Rochelle is just, for me, the personification of love, of God's love, and I just think that's awesome.
The worst days at DCYC is my best days. I have been in the position that a lot of these girls are in. I'm a former addict. I was a bad mom. And I should have been in that place when I was a teenager growing up. But by the grace of God, I never had to go that far. So on the days when they're acting up is when I get to share my story with them and let them know this ain't a game. It ain't no joke.
I got a call from a young lady who used to be a DCYC herself, and she said that DeMarco and Brendan are dead. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And the first thing I thought is, what did I do wrong? You know, I don't know. I tried real hard, man, for these kids. And just to watch them be like this, you gotta be pretty wicked not to say nothing. Just say something. Say whatever you need to say. I mean, I don't care if you say, beg them to stop. Say whatever you need to say. I just believe that we should be able to compel them to change. And they just won't. But they can, because God loved them like he loved us. And they got invited to a party. And some other boys gunned them both down like they were dogs. And I think the hardest part about being a chaplain is when you know the people who did it and you know the people who died. It's like you know the victim and you know the suspect. So you torn. And you got to grow up real fast as a leader. You got to grow up real fast because you got to love both of them equally. When you want that suspect to go to prison for forever, you know what I'm saying? But you can't, because you ministered to him and you told him you love him just like you told the one that died. It's kind of unfair. It's really unfair. But you this is another thing about being a leader. You draw them with your emotions, and they're drawn to you with your emotions, but they get to stay emotional, but you have to operate on a principle. And that's unfair. So you have to pray a lot so God can help you with your principle. You have to not think about you. You have to be mindless. You have to forget about your kids and your family. You have to forget about your wife. You have to forget. Man, Jesus was serious, man. He said, he who puts anybody or anything in front of me is not worthy of me. And I told myself I wasn't going to cry today. But when you ask me questions about people, I hate to see them hurt.
I do what I do because I believe in giving back. And it keeps me grounded. It reminds me of where I've come from and where I never want to go back to. It reminds me that I don't have to live like that today. And I have hope that those girls would just catch a glimpse, because that's all it took me. When I was arrested, I had an officer tell me if I quit doing what I was doing, she had faith in me, everything would be okay. And I went to that jail cell that night saying, faith in me, faith in me. I had no faith in myself, but it was her faith that I got a hold of that brought me to where I am today. I'm no longer a junkie. I'm no longer a drug dealer. I'm no longer a liar, a cheat, a thief. Today I'm somebody that can hold their head high and be glad and proud of the person that the Lord has made me. Because on my own, I could probably still screw up pretty good, but with him in my day, every day, life is good. Life is good.
You are my neighbor.
You are my neighbor.
You are my neighbor.
And you are my neighbor.
I just hope that it doesn't take for someone to have to go down that path to get involved in the Release Ministries. So now that we're aware of it, we can be a part of it. You shouldn't have to go through those obstacles in life to be a part of something as great as that.
I'm Dale Carter. I'm the chaplain at the Douglas County Youth Center. I've been with Release for about 5 years.
My name is Rochelle Jinks, and I'm a Bible study leader at DCYC for Release Ministries.